Back in 2004, and it is now that I realize that I was actually not on mic. My mic was muted. Whoops. Sorry about that. So I'm going to wait just a little bit and going to let people funnel in before I start showing off all the artwork that was received. And also, I need to find where on YouTube I'm streaming. As odd as that may seem, because let's see. Yeah, YouTube's format has been changed. They now have this studio beta thing going on. And I want to be able to see your in real time responses. So I need to find yeah, this is gonna be a little tough. Unfortunately, this was something that I couldn't test out before starting the video. Oh, hey! We got a viewer. Do you know where I can find my comments box? It's gonna be okay. Wait a moment. There we go. Now I can see when you're talking to me. Howdy. Okay, now that we have somebody watching, I'm gonna start talking about the artwork. Or I guess I should give a little bit of an intro. Firstly, I would like to thank you all for showing up to watch, and also for all the artwork that was received during the contest. And thank you to those who were sharing the contest. All of that really helps. We received 6 entries, which is pretty awesome. And they were all quite lovely. So, oh yes, and I don't know if you guys have seen my Twitter lately, but I've become quite a bit more active on there, and I was sharing images of the characters' in-game sprites. In fact, let me show a bit of that before we continue. Let's see, window capture, smart selection, Sorry about that. I'm trying to... I might as well get my desktop, whatever. Here we go. Bam. Oof, that is ugly. Aha. So, if you haven't seen, I've been sharing some of the game art. Here were the characters that people were drawing for the contest. So we have folks like Navir and Peoria, who I think a lot of people are very familiar with those two, especially Peoria. People usually draw her. But surprisingly, Emily and Alexander got a lot of love during this contest, which is pretty great. And there they are. I actually really like these sprites. I made them quite some time ago, so I might touch them up again, but for the most part, pretty happy about them. Don't want to change anything if I don't have to. And then there's Sadie. I remember when I first made her and I thought, boy, that smile. I might have to tone it down a little bit. And no, I didn't make anybody else after that. So, oh hey, let me change back to the artwork. So here was the first image I received by Pika Pika 212. Looks very nice. I like the style. Let's see. So as much as I like this piece, I will say though that it's very reminiscent of Peoria's reference sheet. Same kind of pose. Actually, it looks like a mixture between her reference sheet and the one image I did of her where there's somebody being murdered in the foreground. So it's very nice, though I will say that it's not very creative in her posing and the concept here. So the second image I received was from Yusong. And boy, I remember when I first saw their faces, I had that kind of, spine tingle feeling. I really, really enjoyed this. Like when you typically think of creepy, people usually do blood or something involving the darkness, but this is a very interesting use of like light and fire, and the melting effects are very nice. This might seem like a weird compliment, but their melty skin reminds me of cheese, and I really like that. And their faces, man. His eyes especially. I really enjoy that. See, though I did have, when I first saw the image, I did have trouble deciphering who they were. I mean, once I saw the title, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely that's Alexander. But it did take me a second. I really like how they are conjoined at the hip and at the shoulder, because they do, wherever one goes, the other one goes. And that reminds me, Yusong is going to be one of my beta testers, though she hasn't tested yet, so this was actually it's very true to how the characters are, even though she didn't know beforehand like how they act in game. And I've noticed that a lot during this contest, where there will be certain themes that were used in the images people made, and they somehow perfectly align with the characters and their backstory, even though I haven't necessarily spoken much about all of that online. They're pretty incredible and very interesting. But yes, I very much enjoyed this. And let's see, our third entry was... Actually, this wasn't the third entry, but we're here now, so... I like this guy. He's kind of funky. So this was based off of... this was by Dumb Blossom, by the way. Thank you very much, Dumb Blossom. This creature here was based off of the sort of dummy creature that I had in place in my video demonstrating the scripts that I created. So this character isn't actually in-game. They were just a placeholder, but nonetheless, I still really appreciate this. And it's creepy, but in kind of a kooky way. It's very cute. So let's see, our fourth, or technically third, is Pugly right here. Now, surprisingly, as cute as Pugly is, I have not seen anyone draw him yet. I don't think. No, yeah, I don't think so. Here he is in all of his taxidermy glory, rotting away in the corner of a room. This piece here is by Skullmask04. And again, things that weirdly line up in the game. There is a part in the game where you see Pugly, and he is surrounded by little spiders, just like this up here, and they're animated. They're bobbing up and down on their little spider web. So it shocks me when I see things like this. Maybe the themes I use are like really, really common, and so other people, well, it's just kind of intuitive, and other people end up using them too. But I don't know, I like to think that I give my characters a definite sort of air to them, and people pick up on that. It's probably not that, though. And so, let's see, our next piece. Another Emily and Alexander piece. Very nice, by Mayu Chiae. I'm afraid I don't know how to pronounce that. But, so this is kind of like a comic panel. We see one version of Emily and Alexander, and then a second. And I just want to say, I like how in the quote-unquote sort of normal version, we have the welcome to, and it all seems very inviting, except the fact that they're a little off-looking. And then in the second panel is when we have the word Fleshport and Emily and Alexander and all of their creepy glory. And I do love my favorite part about this picture is their teeth. Usually when we have monster pictures, the monsters will have sharp teeth, but these are actually, well, they're kind of like regular teeth, except they're very uneven, and they're nice and yellowy and goldy, almost kind of glowy too, which matches their eyes. And their skin is all, sunken and wrinkly. They look like, again, another weird compliment. The word that comes to mind is potato sacks. They look like potato sacks with faces. But that's a good thing because they look very unnatural. And let's see, I also like how they switch sides from panel to panel. So it's not like they were just, copied and pasted. I think a little bit of that went on, but that's okay, of course. But I do see some things were changed, like the wrinkles in his clothing were switched up a bit. And also I like how in the first image they're in front of the door, and then in the second image they're behind it, kind of like they're beckoning you to the other side where they are. And our last piece was this one of the missing piece by Siring. Very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. The theme here is that her skin is cracking, and so is her rabbit in the shadows, but where the light hits, she seems normal. Again, very reminiscent and accurate to the narrative of her character in the game. And I can't go into that too much because there are certain things I'm just going to keep to myself and you just have to find out in game. But this image here reminds me of like a cracked porcelain doll, and the missing piece sorry, my words are getting all jumbled up tonight. And the missing piece herself is compared to a cracked doll in the game a lot. Dolls are kind of thematic, especially in Naveer's mansion. So there are our contest entries. Thank you, everyone. They were all very fun to look at, and I hope you had fun making them, of course. I really appreciate all the effort and forethought that went into them. In a lot of the comments I read from the authors of these pieces, they were saying that they did the best they could to research the characters' backstories with what I provided, and it really shows, for sure. So let me take a second to check your comments on YouTube right now. Oh, hello. I actually have quite a few people in here. I see you, Song, I see Nyat, and I see the channel of English Colonies. I'm not sure who you are on Discord. I get the feeling you might be, would you be Gumph? Hello. Let me see, do you guys have any questions for me at the moment? I'm gonna take 1 second to read what's happening here. Oh, and I see Raven Blue Flame. Hello. There we go. Alright, just catching up with reading your comments. Oh, according to Nyat, I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Sorry, but I'm glad you like it though. Firstly, let us announce the raffle winner. Da 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 da. Here we go. We're doing this via random result. We had 3 people participating in the raffle. If I'm missing anybody... Oh, wait, we can't do this quite yet, guys. No. We can't, because last minute voting for the community voted winner, right? I should put a link to that somewhere so that Yeah, you know what? It's too late now. I was going to do that before I showed you guys the images, but I think everyone who is present right now has probably already voted. So we're just going to leave that. We are going to pick the raffle winners right now. So we're going to draw them, or draw that one person in 3, 2, 1. Da-da! Hey! Gray Rose Kit. You have won, was it 400 points? I'm going to have to double check that, but I shall be delivering that to you soon. So thank you very much, Gray Rose Kit, for sharing my journal for the contest. And also thank you, Koi Monster and Nyat. I really appreciate that. So now we're going to pick the, we're going to find out who the community voted winner is before we find out first and second place. Right? So let us go to the survey legend and let me refresh it to get any last second votes in, because I've had this page open for quite a while. And the community winner is Cracked by Siring. Congratulations, Siring. I will be giving you your points as soon as possible. That was a very lovely piece of artwork you had there. And let's see, I actually voted for U-Song's one. Let's see. So, good job, guys. And now I'm going to announce the first and second place, which, by the way, I've already decided before I got the community voted winners, or winner. Alright, so I'm going to head back to the pictures here. I'm going to look through them. Going to give my last minute thoughts. So, let's see, first place. Now, this was a very tough choice. As was last time. Last time was also very tough. It was between, I believe, Monopue's image and, shoot, how could I forget her name? I'm so sorry. Miss Mystique, I believe. If I had those pictures with me right here and right now, I would show them to you and explain why it was so hard to pick between the two. But I'm having that right here with the winners. There's 3 people I have in mind, but of course I can only pick 2. And so my first place winner was Mayu Chia's one of Emily and Alexander. And the reason why I picked this one as first place was because I would say that it was the creepiest. I know that Siring's was highly rated on the community vote, but the reason why I ended up picking this piece was because I felt like Siring's was a little too aesthetically pleasing. This gives me those kind of creepy chill vibes, and I really like their faces. Pretty good. Alright. Second place winner is U-Song. U-Song, congratulations. It was these two of Emily and Alexander. It was the battle between Emily and Alexander and the other Emily and Alexander. This gets my second place because, again, I get that kind of uneasy feeling when I look at this image. The reason why I picked this for second place is because there was that little hesitation of It was a little hard to make out who they were at first, but still very, very spine-chilling, very disturbing. I remember when I got this and I was sharing it on Discord, I was thinking, I'm going to have to put the spoiler filter on it, because I'm going to have to give people a warning that it's kind of, some people might be a little too disturbed by it. But I was very excited to receive this piece, and it's very good. Very good job, everybody. Thank you for making this a great contest. And I hope to do another one soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry I'm not like the best hostess when it comes to live streaming, because thinking on my feet and doing impromptu is not my biggest strength. I like doing recordings. But hey, still. See, I'm trying to give some last minute thoughts about all this. How should I wrap this up, guys? Originally I was thinking of playing some games with y'all, but I haven't set anything up for that. And also it's getting a little late over here. So, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little tangled up in here. If you enjoyed seeing these characters and you're interested in my game, then let's see. I should hand you a few links to like my Twitter right here. I'm a lot more active on it than I used to be, sharing a lot of screenshots, pictures of the characters. I used to host a Fan Art Friday, however, I got to the end of all the fan art after about, I think, 12 weeks. So that was pretty good. We had a good run, guys. And then just other gaming stuff in general. I hope you continue to follow the development, and Yusong, I hope you're excited to play the game. Nyat's already played it. Thank you, Nyat, by the way. I really appreciate that. So I hope you guys have a good night. I shall be dispensing the points very shortly. And hey, guys, go check out these wonderful these people. They did a fantastic job. I put a link to all of their artwork in the Discord group, labeled Fleshport Art and Fan Art. So go and say, hey, nice work. Because they did do nice work. So have a good evening, and let me get rid of this. Let's get back onto the main page. This is so messy. There we go. Have a good evening or day or whatever time it is over where you're at, and I shall be seeing you next time. Bye.